Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hi, guys. It's been a minute and a half since I've last seen you, and it's like a full circle for me because the last time we saw each other, I was wearing the South African jersey, the Rugby World Cup, which we won. So we are the champions, my friends. The way I'm so nervous, I'm not even sure why. I know it's been a while since I have been here, but hey, life is lifing. Just to give you a small update about the family side of things are still pretty much, I wouldn't say 100% resolved. I would say we are halfway mark, and that kind of like kept me a little. I think I'm still worried. I don't wanna lie. I think sometimes the reason why my nerves are short is because people that you no longer trust mentally, you are always on the edge. You're always afraid. You're always thinking, okay, as I sleep, am I gonna get a call or whatever? It's just a mess. But other than that, I'm trying my level best to do other things and keep myself busy because I do have a main channel there. I'm just talking about a very big case of a soccer star that was murdered about 9 years ago on the 26th of October. That we actually, it was 9 years since he's been murdered, and by the look of things, things are not looking good when it comes to justice because we don't think that justice will be served. We have a judge that is behaving very weirdly, and then we also have a prosecutor who seems to be the friend of the judge, which compromises the entire process in court. And South Africans are calling for the judge to recuse himself. uh, Even the defense themselves, for some reason, they seem to be paralyzed one way or the other. We're not sure what's going on. Evidence has been lost, and we believe that the people that are brought before the court are they're not the right people that actually murdered the person. There were six people that were with the soccer star in the house when he got killed. They are saying that there were two intruders that entered the house. Imagine two intruders, one has a gun against seven people. The first thing that we were like, no, that doesn't make sense. And secondly, some people are saying it was a hit, and we were like, if there was a hit, don't you think that those two men would have wiped everybody? No evidence, no witnesses, because there was a baby, a newborn baby, and also like a 3-year old. They wipe everything. So that to us doesn't make sense, and we are just following the case. And I am following the case and also making analogy on that case according to what I'm observing and according to what I understand. And then we obviously as South Africans we converse, and then we get ourselves all upset again. And so that's what has been keeping me busy a lot, that YouTube channel, so that I don't think about many things. Of course, my job at the same time, I do have a 9 to 5, which is also a little bit challenging. I think I've come to a point where I'm like, you know what? I don't know. Maybe one gets to that stage where you're like, I think maybe it's time I did my own thing. I'm tired of making other people millionaires, and I only get the crumbs of my talent and my expertise and things like that. I refuse now to tie myself down. That's why I'm looking for other opportunities, having a podcast like this one, having a YouTube channel, and making other means of income streams. It's kind of like adding to the day. I will just tender my resignation and say, I'm done. I'm retiring from working for people. Now I'm going to start focusing on myself and things like that. So, hello, everybody. I see there are two people that I hear. Let me say hello to Jack Jackson. What's up, bro? I know the other time, in fact, it's part of what I wanted to talk about. I know last time we spoke about me scheduling my live according to the East Coast of the United States time zone. Unfortunately, because this StreamYard, it is not, it's like a free version. So I don't think I'm allowed, or I'm giving that provision to change the time zone. I can only stick to the CAT, which is Central African time, and I don't have any other provisions where I can schedule the live. to either the eastern part of the United States. So if it's 10 for me, it's 10. That's it. I don't know what time it reflects on your side. It should reflect around 4 or something like, or maybe it does reflect 10 as well on your side. I don't know. So I couldn't. So that's I thought let me let you know that I failed. I could not schedule the live according to the eastern part of the United States time zone. I guess we'll just have to stick with the 10, and then you just I don't know. I think right now it's 4. Is it 4 in the eastern United States, right? Or East Coast? Yeah. So that's what I wanted to say. And of course, again, guys, congratulate me. Congratulate me. We are the world champions in rugby. It's so interesting how there were like a few people that I was communicating with, some African Americans. You guys are coming in numbers. Like I'm looking at when I go to the airports to meet some of the our brothers and sisters that are landing. I'm seeing that now the flight from the United States to South Africa, it's almost like an equal number of white people and black people. And then I'm like, this is exciting. I've been observing this deliberately because I'll be like, okay, Delta is landing at 5. And then I will just pay attention to the Delta disembarkment, and then you will see like almost the scale is almost balancing, and I'm like, this is great. The movement is growing. Whatever it is that we are doing, it is growing, you guys. Let's keep it up. Let's get these flights uh, either equal number or more of us, make it this side and come for visit, guys. I see a lot of people that are visiting. You guys took my advice in some of the videos that I've created. That before you get here, do your research. The first thing that I'm told that I did my research. I'm of things so they're like all excited and they're sharing their plans and me I'm just celebrating. I'm like this is awesome. I love this. For me it's like it's so fulfilling. I feel fulfilled. It's as if I get some people who say, oh, you need to read your history classes. That history I was not taught. Yes, it may exist somewhere out there. And yes, I must go and check it out. But I always go according to what I've learned. And yes, I do also go and read up something that is new that is I'm being told about. But even though when I do, the information is a little bit vague. It doesn't give me a solid answer, like, okay, yeah, solidly, this is, and these are the numbers, etc., and so on. But, anyways, I want to, my point is that I feel like a part of me, when you guys come, the heart gets filled, those gaps that had holes. Every time I meet you, it fills up. One hole fills up and another fills up. And eventually I'm going to have a whole heart and I'll be very, very happy. I am happy with all the developments that are happening and the visitation. Right now, South Africa is crazy. Like, if you had to land in South Africa right now, you'll be like, what's going on? We're celebrating. We're celebrating because we won the Rugby World Cup. Thank you so much, Jack. Thank you so much. We won the Rugby World Cup, and in South Africa, which is basically the title of the video, there are actually three things that unite South Africans. Number one is sports. You can never come between South Africans, and I'm talking South Africans of all walks of life, even the racist and tribalistic South Africans, we all come together for like 2 weeks because the celebrations they go on for two from the time we win the World Cup. In fact, from the time the finals is playing, we are all gathered under one roof, all of us under one roof, and we have our eyes stuck on screens wherever we are in the country. And then when of course we win, we erupt into this celebration that some of you guys who got here, I it was quite interesting. There was one African American brother and the wife. In fact, we had the whole family. They landed in South Africa on the on Saturday, which was the 28th. That is the rugby final. And so I didn't meet them at the airport because I usually meet everyone at the airport and then we go our separate ways from there. It's like more like welcome. We have like dinner. It depends on the time. We have dinner or we have breakfast, and then we get to know each other a little bit, and then from there they disperse. They go into South Africa, and then I go either to work or go home. And then while they're busy exploring the country, we'll be uh, WhatsApping each other or calling or whatever the case is. So that they got here and everybody's wearing like these rugby jerseys and everybody's moving in one direction. Like they were like, "What is going on?" Like, I was like, "Don't worry, I'll explain everything later." But do not be afraid or scared when you hear eruptions of people celebrating. I will explain everything. So that it was funny to see them part and parcel of South Africans in the crowd, and they don't even understand the game, and then they're saying, me, I'm like, oh, this is great. It is great. I loved it. And suddenly now they're like, no, I need to learn the rugby game and understand the rules and all these things, how they score. And all. You just watch. I'm like, hey, if you're planning to come here, one of the things that unite South Africans is sports, rugby, soccer, cricket, as well as I wouldn't say tennis. Tennis used to now we don't necessarily have tennis players like we used to before. But Olympics is another one that unites South Africans, and you can never separate us, especially with rugby especially with rugby. Some black people don't understand rugby because it's not an interest of theirs. I played rugby in high school, so it's something that is part and parcel of who I am. And a lot goes on during this time. Right now, they are parading the Ellis Webb Cup, which is the World Cup. They're traveling from one province to another. They started on Friday, and then they started in Johannesburg and Pretoria on Friday, and then today, no, yesterday they were in Cape Town. Today they are in Durban. I think on Sunday they're going to be either in Port Elizabeth, which is Gqeberha today it's called, or they're going to be somewhere else in the Eastern Cape. I think they're also going to go to the Free State, particularly Bloemfontein, and I don't know where else they are going to go to, but I think they should travel all nine provinces. Otherwise, some provinces are going to have an issue. Like, hey, we were all part and parcel of this. Please come with the Ellis Webb Cup so that we can see it and celebrate with our champions. So that's the first thing that unites South Africans. Even Nelson Mandela, when he was the president, in fact, not even the president, I think around 2000, he said something about sports. Let me try and find what exactly he said the other time. It's one of his famous quotes about sports, and I always hear it from other sportsmen from other parts of the country. They would quote this very quote from Nelson Mandela, which he said it in year 2000. He said, at the inaugural of Lawrence World Sports Award. He says sport has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It has the side. Am I frozen? Please let me know. Okay, let me just read the second part. It says it has the power to unite people, speaks to youth in language they understand. But then it's not just the youth that understand, especially for us South Africans with the history that we have and we come from. We understand the whole concept of unity that even when things are so hopeless, so despondent of many people, and you just feel like everything is so bleak and dull, and then comes the Springboks or the Proteas or Bafana Bafana or Banyana Banyana. Those are our national sports teams. And then they come back home, and then we all like we forget, oh my gosh, yeah, we forget about load shedding, which is another thing that unites us. As weird as it is, it unites us because we all complain about it. We hate it together. Nobody's like, let's give it a chance. No, no, nobody wants to give it a chance. Everybody wants it gone. So that's the second thing that kind of like unites us as South Africans. So we forget about all of that. We focus on celebrating us. That on the planet, South Africa, when it comes to rugby, we are the best. Oh, by the way, in case you were wondering, we won the World Cup in 2020, in 2019, and then we won it now in 2020. So it's back to back. So we've won it four times. We won it in 1995. So that is like a year after the birth of democracy. And then we won it again in 2007, and then we won it in 2009, and then we won it again in 2023. So now we are going to 2027, and I realized that the team that we were playing against in the finals, which was New Zealand, All Blacks, as sometimes they are called, or famously called, they also won it four times: 2011, 2015, and other times as well, which I'm not quite sure what those are. So I don't care about that. I care about us. And yeah, we do have a big mouth. Once we win the World Cup, we never stop talking. We know maybe for the next month, you guys just have to bear with us. Even when you come and visit, a South African will throw the Rugby World Cup at you, or rugby for that matter. If you don't know what rugby is, you'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then we'll take our time to teach you what it's all about, because this is one of the things that unites us, one of the things that we appreciate and love very much. And right now, everything looks blissful in South Africa. You could have sworn you are seeing unicorns flying. So yeah, the last time you guys saw me, I was wearing this, and I made a prediction. I said, by the way, the Rugby World Cup started on the 8th of, is it the 8th? Yeah, it started on the 8th of September, and then it ended on the 28th of October. So I made a live stream on the 1st of October, and I said, it looks like we're going to win the World Cup again. And then here we are. I should speak more like that. But when it comes to watching, I'm a coward, you guys. Especially when it's a final. I'm watching the like this with one eye open, and I will close both because I'm a coward. I'm not one who has the adrenaline to watch and scream at the screen. Or I know I'm acquired to watch it, but then I would watch with one eye, and then I would close my eye, and then anybody, if there's an eruption, then I jump and like, oh, okay, I'll see the highlights. What happened. So I'm not a person who enjoys a game that I'm really, really dedicated to. So yeah, as I was saying, that those are the things that unite us. The second or the third thing, I did say load shedding because we all hate load shedding. The third thing that also unites us is braai. Hold that thought, what that means. So let me go to the live chats. I see more people have come through. What's up? What's up, Portia? What's up, Portia? Thank you so much for being here. What time did you go live? About 18 minutes ago. People didn't pitch. No, it's fine, because at the end of the live stream, it becomes a video, like a replay. And then if somebody is interested to watch, then they can watch it as a replay. But I don't know. Maybe it's the time. Like I said earlier when I started this, that I want to figure out the time zone, which is the best time, because I can't also sit until 2 in the morning, so that it suits. Uh, the best time for me is 10 p.m. And unfortunately, the East Coast of the United States are the ones that I will be able to see at that point, because we are around 3, 4. But the West Coast and Midwest and all those areas, mm, I don't know. I guess they'll just have to watch the replay of the live stream. So I don't know. I'm gonna try. I don't know what to do, honestly speaking. I'm not quite sure what to do. For me, the best time. If I had to push it a little bit further, it will be maybe midnight to like 1 a.m. and then go to bed. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what to do there. I really am not sure. But people do pitch in slowly. The more they see that the red button that I'm live, then they'll come. For the past 10 minutes, it was just two people. Now it's five. So eventually, people are going to discover that I am live and participate. And I thank you all guys for coming through. I always get surprised because I started live and I start talking, and it's like zero people. But now I see five, which is great. I'm very grateful for that. Thank you all so much. The Rock says, "What's up, Planters? What's up? What's up, The Rock? Thank you so much for being here." And he says, "Congrats on the rugby championship coming from Black America." Woo! We're still celebrating, guys. We're going to celebrate for the next 2 weeks. For the next 2 weeks, we are going to be celebrating. As long as the bus is still traveling around the country with the trophy, if you guys are watching on YouTube, like snippets and all that, you will see how insane South Africa is right now. For us, December has started. We've even demanded a public holiday from the president. We demanded, as a matter of fact, the Rugby World Cup was on Saturday, and then we demanded for a public holiday on Monday, and then he said no. We're not going to have a holiday. However, though, he's going to, because on the 16th of December is a holiday, but the 16th is on Saturday. So he said, I'll give you the 15th. We were like, ah. But I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. If it's the 15th of December and then the following day, because what holiday is it again? Or Day of Reconciliation? Is it Day of Reconciliation? I cannot remember what I think it's Day of Reconciliation, or maybe it's in March. Ooh. There's two holidays that are almost like similar, but I will see. You'll see when I go live because it's gonna be on a Saturday. I'm sure I'm gonna talk about it because that holiday it overlapped another public holiday, which has made a portion of the country very unhappy. We'll talk about it at some stage. We'll talk about that at some stage. The Rock says rugby seems similar to NFL. Yes, yes, pretty much. That is why I do watch NFL and I understand what's happening. Yes, the rules a little bit like maybe shoestring difference. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Same goes as well with the number of players. I think you guys have 9 players. We've got 14. Yeah, something like that. Let's see. Sincere Supreme says, Peace, Sincere Supreme here. Hello, Sincere Supreme. Thank you so much for being here. Dr. Antoinette, we just spoke right now. This is another friend who is here in South Africa. Since when again, Dr. Antoinette? Since August, right? You've been here. She's leaving very soon. I think Monday. You are leaving, going back to the United States. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I met her when she arrived in South Africa, but it was not intentional because she saw us at the airport, and then she's like, "Hey, I know y'all." We're like, "Yeah, yeah," and then we became friends. Now tomorrow we are hanging out. We are going out because she leaves on Monday. I think is it Monday or yeah Monday. So we're gonna hang out, listen to some good music, eat, talk, laugh, and then cry when she leaves. Yeah. Hi, Clantus. Hi, Dr. Antoinette. We just spoke right now, actually. Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Let's see who's here as well. You see, the more I get comfortable, guys, I become very outspoken. I don't know if you noticed, the more I get comfortable, the more goofier I also become. Um, and I laugh a lot because I love laughing. Since it says, can you do a walking tour? Oh, can you do a walking tour in Pretoria and Johannesburg? is if possible. I'm gonna have to set aside a day because Pretoria for me it's about 45 minutes away from where I am. Johannesburg, which part of Johannesburg you want me to go to? Because if you want me to go down the CBD, I'm terrified. But if you want me to go to Sandton, Rosebank, Midrand, where else? Merrill's Arch area. I wouldn't, yeah. Then I don't have a problem with that. It's just that our CBD is old, and since it's old, it also has some very unsavory characters as well. I'm not very comfortable, but there are parts of the CBD I can go to, like the Anglo American precinct. Yeah, that one is very, very safe. So I can go there. Yeah, I can go there. Like in the middle of the city, like the heartbeat. No, I can't do that one. Not that you're not gonna hear horrid stories. It's just for me. It's trust. I think I'm just scared to go there. I think it's just fear of going there. It's not like you will hear stories. There's never stories. If you hear stories that maybe was probably years ago or maybe 2, 3 years ago, something bad happened down there. But it's I don't know. I just don't trust it. Let's just put it that way. Dr. Antoinette says you can't be live for everyone. And the beauty of YouTube is you can see the video anytime. Yes, that's true. That's very, very true. Maddie, hi Maddie, how are you doing? Hello, Clancis. It's been a while since you've been on. Hope you are well. I am well, but at the same time, as I said that last time, I'm having very challenging family issue. Yeah, but I don't know if it's ever going to be resolved. But as long as it does get resolved at the end, I'll be happy. But I try to keep myself busy, very very busy. Dr. Antoinette says September 1st. Yes, September 1st when you arrived. Oh my goodness, almost 3 months. Is it 3 months? Yeah, well, just round it up to that nearest number, say 3 months of being here in South Africa. You've been to Durban, you've been to Cape Town. I've watched your videos, and currently you are in Johannesburg, where I am, and you are easy now to access because you've done a full circle. I like that. The Rock says, "Planters, do South Africans really want Black Americans to come?" Yeah, we have no beef with African Americans. As a matter of fact, African Americans and Black South Africans actually have a history together. Not only we have a similar history with each other, but we also have a history. If you dig deep into our history books, you would see a lot of African Americans that have been to South Africa in the 1970s, 60s, and 50s. And it was African Americans that were influencing Black South Africans to what do you call this? To fight against the apartheid system. Yeah, and then when the apartheid system realized, by the way, when African Americans came to South Africa during apartheid, you guys, the moment you landed, you got a white card, meaning now you are not seen as the rest of us, you are seen as white people. Yeah, can you imagine? You were seen as a white people. The best person that I can give an example about is Tina Turner. When Tina Turner came to South Africa in 1975 to perform against the globes, meaning the world, saying, no, no, don't go there. They're basically trying to sanction South Africa from international community. And then Tina Turner came anyway. And when she landed, she was not seen as a black person. She was seen as a white person. So same goes with other African Americans that came to South Africa. They got the white card. And then when the apartheid government realized that you guys were feeding us ideas on how to fight the apartheid system, it then banned all African Americans from ever coming to South Africa. It was only in 1994 when South Africa became a democracy, a lot of African Americans actually participated in that first democratic general elections. A lot of African Americans. So we have a history together. And it's a history that we appreciate African Americans as well about. And it hurt our feelings when we found out that Africans hate African Americans. We're like, where is that coming from? Where is that coming from? And then the more you observe things, that's when you realize, oh, now I see where this is coming from. Because there are some of our brothers and sisters from the continent that travel to the United States, and then somewhere, somehow, they create a beef between African Americans and themselves. And then as a result of that, South Africans take a stray bullet. And we were like, because to this, I remember I even made a video about this, asking this question. I was like, where is it coming from that we hate African Americans? We don't. South Africans appreciate African Americans. That is why we say to you when you land here, with the little of the transatlantic slave trade history, we tell y'all when you land here, welcome home. Because this is what y'all also did to help us achieve what we have achieved as Black South Africans. So, yes, with open arms, we welcome you. You are so welcome. Even if you want to live here, hey, we'll be more than happy to be your neighbor. More than happy. I'm sorry, guys. I'm having a very runny nose because I ate pineapple. I think I'm allergic to pineapple. The only time I'm not allergic to it is when it's reduced into a juice. So it burned my esophagus. So as a result, it's producing a lot of mucus. You know, it does it the enzyme from the pineapple. It dries up the mucus. Now my body fights and develops its own, and then it comes to my nose as if I have sinuses. But anyways, I'm just apologizing in case you keep hearing me sniffing. Yeah, as I was saying, y'all were part and parcel of what or who we are today. Why would we not want you? Yes, very little of Black South Africans know this history, but even if it, you guys didn't do all of that, still, South Africans will still welcome you with open arms. That is why we did the same thing. Excuse me. We did the same thing with our fellow Africans. Before 1994, South Africa was closed to the world. Closed to the world. We were sanctioned by everybody. The first time South Africa opened to the world is when we went into our first democratic elections in 1994, where President Nelson Mandela was elected. And then the world opened. And when the world opened, it also opened its borders to Africans. I'm talking Africans from the continent. And when they came, the way we were so close, we only thought the only place on earth that existed in my mind is where I live. I didn't know that the world was this big and it had multiple countries. I didn't even know when I was a kid there's a place called America, let alone a country called Swaziland, which is like right there, let alone Lesotho, which is in the belly of South Africa. I didn't know that. So when the country opened and then we started going, when it did open, I was still like a young person, and then went to school. Then I started learning about the size of the earth and the multiple countries and languages and cultures. We didn't know all of that. And then when we opened our borders, we did exactly the same thing with our fellow Africans. We opened our arms wide and said, what? You are what? Where is that? It was, I'm from Ghana. Where is that? Oh, Ghana is. And they will always look at us like, are they dumb? But seriously, we were close to the world. And then we were so happy to see our brothers and sisters from Africa coming into the country. We were learning their languages, we were learning their cultures. And of course, now, as you guys know, that it's no longer like that anymore because some of them took advantage by bringing in things that we were never exposed to, like drugs. And then every time when you talk about that, we get accused of xenophobia. They, some of them, and let me be clear on this one, few bad apples, few bad apples. For some reason, they became so powerful that they even corrupted our police system. Yes, our police system is corrupted by that few. If you ever go to a police station and go report a particular African brother selling drugs or involved in fraud, trust and believe me, I'm going to become a victim of the police because they now pay the police to vilify a person like me who's a South African who doesn't like what is going on, whether I'm reporting a drug chemists, as they are called. Like this particular house, they manufacture drugs and they sell these drugs to the children in my community. That police station, I become their enemy. Why? Because the owner of the chemist pays the police station or the station commander big money and to protect them. So all of those things are things that South Africans are just so fed up about. So same thing, even you guys, when you start turning on us, we are not going to be welcoming. Just like we're no longer welcoming. For us, it's more like once bitten, twice shy when it comes to our fellow African brothers and sisters. To this very day, they continue to destroy the little that is left of our country, and we are trying and we've been begging, guys, please let us work together. You are here, you will acquire skills and whatever else that you need to acquire, and then you can go home and build. At this point in time, South Africans are asking, running away from your country, how is it going to solve anything? And then when you ask that question, then you get accused of xenophobia. So we realize that the word xenophobia is used against us to shut us up. It's used against us uh, to to force us to look the other way because we are afraid that the globe is looking at us as hateful people when we don't have a hate bone in our body. The world is here in South Africa. If you want to know the true United Nations, come to South Africa. I promise you, people of all race, they are here. They have houses, they got businesses, they got children, marrying South Africans and doing all kinds of things, including our fellow brothers and sisters that are here. It's unfortunate that the good ones that I also know personally, they take the stray bullets as well. So I've taken a position where I decided, you know what, there's you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If you say something, you get accused. If you don't say something, you still get accused. So you don't know exactly where you stand. It's just so unfortunate. So if African Americans, as they come here, they also come with their own things that we are not used to that are harmful to to the society of South Africa. Definitely, we're going to have a problem. Definitely, and we're going to voice our problem. So how we are, what do you call it, welcome you guys. That's how we welcomed our African brothers and sisters. It's just so unfortunate, honestly speaking. It's just so unfortunate. Actually, it breaks my heart to be honest. It really does. Jeanette is laughing because I was talking about how we met you. Jack says, I'm coming to South Africa soon. I cannot wait for you to get here. This time of the year, okay, now we're going to start having like rains. You know, the rain basically is, just to explain it a little bit, around this time from November, you're going to have like rainy, it's just going to rain. The rain basically it fills our dams, it cultivates our land. Those that are planting fruits and vegetables that are seasonal, that's what the rain does, and it greens up the entire country. If you are in Johannesburg, you will see the beautiful purple colors. That is our jacaranda tree, and it needs water to beautify our suburbs and all of that. And then the rural area will gravel road kind of like smooth it out, and all of that. It's just a little bit. It's a nice chaos. The rain at the same time is doing something good to feed us and also to hydrate us, as well as other stuff that it does. Okay, I don't know why I'm getting tears. I think because I was talking about xenophobia, how we get accused of this. So it's also okay. Now, why am I getting emotional? Yeah, so it's rainy. It's kind of like rainy right now. Okay, the rains haven't like been as much as I thought last week. Is it last week or this week? This week, yeah, it kind of like rained almost the whole week, like for 4 days or so. So if you come around now, you're gonna come into the rain. But for you, I would say, hey, get kissed by the rain of South Africa or Africa for that matter. We believe when it rains, it's good luck. We believe that the ancestors are coming together from all walks of life and they're coming to ensure that the living gets the blessings that they deserve. People are getting married around this time, and the land basically is getting fertile and all of that. And at the same time, we also are getting into that vibe. Like I said to y'all before, that December for us is not a month, it's an entire vibe. If you're ever coming to South Africa in December, come with a dry throat. Yeah, come with a dry throat. And if you are a vegan, I'm so sorry to say, but let's say if you're a vegetarian, would be yeah, our meat is very very fresh. It's not made of all these chemicals that I keep hearing that it's crazy. But anyways, those are the things that will be happening in December, and then summer now, and then it's going to be hot, pretty hot, and we're all going to be in bum shorts and vests and sandals. So, Jack, get your bum shorts ready. What did they call it? Daddy hoochie shorts. Okay, I'm being silly. Okay, let's continue with the live chat. I think I gotten myself into an emotional state. That's because I know us how passionate, how loving we are, and then when we get accused of horrible things, it touches you. Like what? We're nothing like that. Absolutely nothing. But we understand the propaganda that is out there about South Africa. We are actually our country is highly propagandized for reasons we don't know. We don't know what we've done, but it is what it is. Jack says, I'm coming to South Africa soon. Yes, I think I've read that already. Dr. Antoinette says, yes, the Living Monday. Yeah, you will see. I usually have what you call withdrawal syndromes. Not withdrawal, what do you call it? Abandonment. What is it called that condition? Where I feel like I'm losing somebody when they leave. That feeling? I forgot what it's called. Jack says, is the new city open waterfall? Yes. Yes, there's still some phases that are still building, but other phases are opened. I know there is a brother that has just bought an African American just bought property in the newly open. That place is gorgeous. That place is amazing. I'm like, ooh, bro, I'm gonna be here every weekend to visit. That place is amazing. Very, very beautiful. For you with your dollar, it's nothing. For me as a South African, when I hear the word milk, I'm like, that's a lot of money. But for you, it's like in the hundreds, like maybe I think he bought his property for $400,000. To us, that's about 7 million rand. That's a lot of money for us. Like you could buy two Lamborghinis with that. Actually, three. Sincere Supreme says safe areas that I might consider moving. Oh, you mean like the ones that you? Okay, okay. No, you have no fear. Have no fear. Now, definitely, yeah, because I want you to stay in safe. And when you visit the safe areas. If you are going to go downtown Johannesburg, then we'll have to organize a whole different escorts down there. No, no. If you mean that, no, cool. But I just have to make time to do that. Mary says, "Where are you guys hanging out? We are hanging out at Zuri tomorrow. Zuri is an African American brother who opened this establishment in August, and it's pumping. I must tell you, it's pumping. That place, sometimes you don't even have seats because it's so full. Yeah. So to answer the Rock's question, you see, you open a business, we come in, we support you, South Africans. That's how much we love you. Let's see. Let's go on. Okay, where you're hanging out, I would love to join you. I would love to meet you. Yeah, no, come to Zuri Greenside. It's in Greenside. Zuri, Zurri. That's how it's spelled. You can just put in your GPS and it will take you there. We'll be there at 6 p.m. Yeah. Oh yeah. Internet just wrote it. It's there in the chats. We are meeting at Zuri Lounge tomorrow, owned by a Black American. Would love to meet you, Maddie. Yes, that's where we're going to be hanging out tomorrow. He's from Chicago, I think, the brother uh, who opened that lounge. It's amazing. We've been there with Stacy, and it was an R&B Sunday. We had a great time singing South Africa and R&B. You can never separate us. And I'm talking African American R&B, 90s, the real. Okay, let me not be controversial. Let me not be controversial. But what I'm trying to say is, in my opinion, the real music. Come for me. Since the Supreme says we love South Africa, we love all Africans, we are one family, one people, one blood. That's true. That's very true. I always believe that, irrespective of the challenges that we may have with each other, particularly with what's happening in South Africa, I still believe we are one blood and we shouldn't be at each other's throats just simply because some people are bad apples and they've built security with the state apparatus, which is scary if you think about it. So yeah, I 100% agree with you. That's the attitude that South Africans have actually. It's just that the bad apples are the ones that are just so difficult to shake off. Dr. Anthony says, I have found South Africans very welcoming to me as an African American. I'm so happy that you are actually living what I'm saying. It's not something that I'm just saying because I'm a South African. Not at all. I would not come here and deceive you about what's happening on the ground. I have no intentions of doing that. So I'm glad that there are people on the ground. And what I'm saying, they can either dispute it and say you are lying, Clances, or they'll say, oh, they'll support what I'm saying. Dr. Antoinette is here. She's experiencing exactly what I'm saying, that we are very welcoming. We are warm, not only to African Americans, the African diaspora as well. British people, when they come here, the Black British people, or Black Canadian, or the Caribbean, or the island people, wide open arms. I'm telling you, that's us. Um, Maddie says, okay, Dr. Antoinette, okay, I can come to Zuri Lounge. I want to visit there. What time should I come? We'll be there at 6. We'll be there at 6 tomorrow. Dr. Antoinette says, cancel said 6 p.m. or earlier. I think 6 o'clock will do, Dr. Antoinette. The engagement I'm having tomorrow, I had to find out what time will be done. They said at least 4:30, so that will give me time to come back home, take a shower, change, and then uh, come to Greenside. The Rock says, Chances the Nigerians are the worst. They are worse than well manure. Not all of them, though. I must be honest. My barber is a Nigerian. In fact, there are two of them. I Those are the only people I go to because they are great human beings. They hate as well what some of their brothers are doing here in South Africa. So I would not generalize and say all of them are like that. They're just few that are just bad, bad human beings. Period. The African country that South Africans love the most is Ghanaians. Ghanaians are very, very respectful. They respect the rule of law of South Africa. They respect South Africans. We have a very good relationship with them. And South Africa recently just added them into the visa-free countries. All the I think so far it's Kenya and Ghana that can come to South Africa visa free or visa on arrival, and vice versa. Why? Because Kenyans as well as Ghanaians, they don't commit crimes. They don't do things that are making South Africans angry. We welcome them. We love them. We love being with them. It it's just unfortunate. It's just so unfortunate. It's just so unfortunate, honestly speaking. And I like Nigerians, to be honest. I love the country itself and the intelligence that these people have. But it's unfortunate that some of them are just horrible human beings, honestly speaking. So, yeah. Mary says, okay, around 5 to 6. Yes. Yeah, yeah. If you are also watching here, you can come and join us, guys. It's not exclusively for uh, Dr. Antoinette, myself, and Smooth. It's the more the merrier, I suppose. So you're definitely welcome, Maddie. Dr. Daniel says, sounds good. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, guys, that to you, those of you who are watching this interaction and you are so far away, don't worry. When you get here, we'll have the exact same time hanging out, probably at Zuri or elsewhere. Get to know each other, chop it up before you go. Those are the things that I look for. I love it, honestly. See you there. Yeah, definitely. We'll see you there. Since yeah, 90s music for sure. Yeah, South Africans and 90s R&B, inseparable, inseparable. If you come to South Africa on a Sunday, you open any radio station from 9 a.m. all the way to about 11 p.m. It's R&B, R&B. So that's what we love. When we even hanging out at the lake with our what do you call this? Our trunks open with cooler box, you will hear R&B through and through. R&B, R&B, and that's another evidence that should tell you that South Africans, Black South Africans, have absolutely no issues with African Americans. As a matter of fact, many South African pop culture is influenced by African American pop culture. I'm telling you. So if we did not like you, we would not take. You know, one thing I'll tell you: if a South African doesn't want you, it's period. Anything about you, we would not want. So if you have your great R&B and we don't like it, we will not support it, unfortunately. So no, we are influenced. Our pop culture is influenced by African American pop culture. There was a time when we were growing up as well. If you looked, you were good looking. Our standard of beauty was not Eurocentric. Our standard of beauty as Black South Africans was African American. Yeah, that's how we pitted ourselves. If you look beautiful, before we knew that African Americans actually can look like the rest of us because of what is we see in the movies, the Will Smiths, the Denzel Washington, the Vin Diesels, the Rock, the what's his name again, Blair Underwoods, you would say, oh, this is how African Americans look like, and you look at people like what Beyonce and all those people, and then we think that's how African Americans look like, but then in reality, we all look the same. You know, that is just a curated look by Hollywood, and then we get a little bit surprised, like, oh my God, you look just like me. And this used to be our standard of beauty. We African Americans was our standard of beauty, not Eurocentric beauty and things like that. The darker you looked, the more American you looked, and the more beautiful you looked. That was us. It's quite weird. If you can hear the depths of it, you'll be very pleased to hear that African Americans and South Africans. I think the ones that we don't know well is Black British, as well as Black Canadians. We are aware of Jamaica. We only know, okay, not now, but back then, we only know of Jamaica. We didn't know of Bahamas, the Haiti, uh, what do you call this other the other islands, Trinidad and Tobago. We were not aware of that. It's only now as we grow older and our world is now more and more opening itself. Now we are realizing, oh, it's there's more than Jamaica. There's other islands as well in the Caribbean and places like that. So yeah, uh, it's great. It's great. So the British ones, we not quite, you know, but we welcome them 100%. 100%. They are welcomed. Jack says, bro, I'm hooked on the Netflix series. I think it's called Kings of Joe. Yes, actually, the second season is directed by an African American. We actually met him a few weeks ago. I think he even won some awards recently. Yeah, an African American directed I don't know, his second season, whatever. I'm not particularly into action like that. More like the drama, like artistic drama, comedy, type of. That type of person. When where there's violence, I tend to, unless it has something to do with intelligence, like maybe the CIA or something like that. Because I like having to solve cases in my head and stuff like that. I don't know, but it's not my vibe per se. But yeah, yeah, that Kings of Joburg was directed by an African American brother. Just the Fox 305 says, sadly, I saw both Cameroonians, Ghana, and African American complaining about Nigerians moving into their areas. Somebody not so long ago was sharing with me, and this is a person who lives in is it Germany or something. Germany, from what I'm hearing, they're starting to close. Basically, they're trying to frustrate Nigerians. They don't give them anything. For example, if they have to apply for something, and the moment they see that they're using a Nigerian passport, it gets rejected on the spot. So many of them are, from what I'm hearing, they're starting to leave Germany. And then I think other European countries as well have caught up on that, that the only way to get rid of them is not to give them the benefits the moment they show their, like, that it's just so sad. It's so sad. I don't know what will. I don't know. Honestly speaking, let me not say anything before I get accused of xenophobia. But the point I'm trying to make is, at some point, at some point, the leaders need to say something. Like, guys, when you go out there, you are representing the rest of us. And the sad part I will keep saying is that some of them are such great people, pleasant people, and then their name gets destroyed by those that just don't care. All they care about is making money, irrespective of what they do, as long as they make money. And all of this nonsense is because they are doing it for money. So now Germany is frustrated from what I'm hearing. I don't know how true it is. I've never been to Germany. I don't know. But somebody was sharing with me that they are frustrating them and making sure that they don't get anything. Instead, buy a ticket and go back home or go somewhere. Not long ago, Canada was opening its doors as well, and then a lot of them came, and now they also the same few bad apples are starting their nonsense there, and now Canada is stuck not knowing what to do. It's just sad, 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 sad. Just the Fox says 90s R&B was the best. I'm still saying not only R&B, not only R&B. You know, I'm talking pop. I'm talking rock. Okay, I know we black, but I do listen to rock and pop. You know, they used to pop. Today, you're like, what am I listening to for real? It's great for YouTube Shorts dance challenge, and then it ends there, or a TikTok dance challenge, or an Instagram Reel dance challenge, and then that's it. It's gone. It, music that we heard earlier this year. I'm talking music of today. Music that we heard earlier this year, we've forgotten about it. But the 90s one, the moment it goes on, it still lives in us. You know, it's the. Let me share a small story. My nephew, who is 14 years old, now 15, he hears Tevin Campbell singing. I can't remember what song of Tevin Campbell. And this goes like he's like, wow, this kid is popping. When was it? But the question was more like, how recent did he release? I'm looking at him. I'm like, in 1994. He's like, no, no, uncle, you're wrong. I'm like, in 1994. That song you are listening to. What do I say? That used to be my favorite song when I was a little boy. And then I'm like, okay, let's Google it. And then we Googled, boom, there we go, 1994. He's like, what? 90s music and its power. I'm telling you. The Rock says, Cantor's 90s Black American music is amazing, but don't overlook Black America. Oh, yeah. Oh, whoa, whoa, bro. Whoa. What? The Marvin Gaye? Come on. I would never do that. I would never. That's the stuff I grew up on. The 90s one is stuff that when I was shaping up into my own. The 60s, 90s, and that's what I grew up on. Of course, that's nostalgia for me. That's my home. My childhood is in the 60s, 70s, and 80s African American R&B. Yeah. Yes. Oh, bro. That one is sentimental to me. That's sentimental to me. Yeah. No, I 100% agree with you. We'll never cast that aside ever. 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 It's very interesting how the apartheid government was receiving African American music and you played it on the radio. And also, you remember the vinyl? Is it vinyl? The records? I remember we had our own at home. That stuff that you place and then they'll have this needle and then it will spin and come on, people. The Michael Jackson, the Whitney Houston. Hey, bro, I'm telling you, that was my whole childhood. Every time when I hear a 60s or 70s song, I close my eyes and then I will listen. Sometimes with tears rolling down my eyes because I'm I'm remembering my childhood. I'm remembering my late mother. I'm remembering I could actually see her in the kitchen on a Sunday doing something, and while either a 60s or 70s or 80s African American R&B is playing in the background, I could see all of that in my head. So yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, that is the foundation. I'm telling you, that's the foundation. Just Fox says that there was a movie called Color of Friendship about African American against apartheid. Yes, even if you listen to some songs, that was sung around the 70s, 80s by African Americans, you actually hear South Africa in that. You will hear, I don't know, either they be talking about a struggle hero or the country itself or apartheid and things of that nature. Yes, I agree with you. And many South Africans said it wasn't allowed. Yes, indeed. If you sung anything against the apartheid government and you're an African American, that music would be banned. Yeah, it would be banned. That's true. Even within, we used to have white musicians like PJ Powers, Johnny Clang. They used to sing songs against the apartheid system, and then the apartheid system just simply ignored them, didn't consider them as white people. Johnny Clang became a white Zulu. He spoke Zulu just as I speak it. Probably even better. PJ Powers did the same thing because the white community said, "Get out." And they became part of us. They are people who contributed towards the freedom of Black South Africans through their music and their actions as well. So that is why I will always acknowledge the white people back then and those that still alive and young, and making sure that they contribute towards the progress and the freedoms of the Rainbow Nation. The ones that are racist, we don't care about them. In fact, they play no role in our lives. We just don't care about them. We care about those that walk with us and rock with us. Those are the people that we care about. Because since we won the World Cup, those are the people we're embracing, and they are embracing us, and we are uniting and taking South Africa forward together. Yeah. Again, there are a lot of things that are happening in the country, a lot of things, but we choose to focus on the things that build us and build our country, and also leveling it so that when y'all come through, you come to something that you feel at home, also familiar to you, and easy to navigate. Hi Tia. Tia, hi, it's been a long time. How are you doing? The music of our youth. Yeah, it's all about and then it's done. And you're like, okay. Are they building any legends? Because the music that I grew up on, it has legends. It built legends. The 90s also built legends. Today's one, I don't know what it is exactly they are building. I don't know, honestly speaking. Deborah, hi Deborah, how are you doing? Also, it's been a long time. I haven't heard from you. Hey, Clantus, how are you doing, Deborah? It's good to see you. It's good to see you. I'm so happy to see y'all here, you and Tia. And I'm happy to see everybody. It's just that these are familiar faces, by the way. People that are close here as well. I'm so happy to see y'all here, guys. Just Fox says music and movies in the USA changed. Yeah, I no longer watch movies from, not like I no longer watch movies from the United States. It's just that I no longer am committed to watching, because before I used to watch a lot of movies from the US. These days, mm, not necessarily anymore. Arthur said that the industry owners aren't allowing love songs. Oh, only raunchy music now. Yeah, it looks like the raunchier you are, the better. The I don't have an issue with me when I hear a raunchy song. I laugh. I get entertained. But is it something that you're gonna cut me dead listening? No. Deborah says, yes, I'm well. I'll be there soon. Hope to see you. No, definitely. I'm right here. Let me know. Come to the airport, welcome you, and then you can come in, come through, then do your thing. And then before you leave, you can call and say, hey, let's hang out at the airport as you wait for your flight. I'd love that. Or if you are where I am, then we can hang out and listen to R&B while we're chopping it up. Okay. Tia says, glad to see you live, Clantus. You and Pearl Tusi are my fave. Ooh, you, Pearl, that's a star here. That's like a superstar here in South Africa, I'm telling you. And then you're putting me in the same group as her. I love her, anyways. superstars from South Africa. Don't get my head big now. No, I truly love Paul Tulsi. Yeah, she's definitely my favorite as well. Yeah, definitely. Tia says yes. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Jack says, bro, I read that South Africa disbanded its nuclear weapons. Yeah, in 1990. We just disbanded. We did not get rid. Did we get rid of? No, we submitted them to the United Nations, but we still have the formula and gave them Israel back in the United Nations. I think we just gave away the warheads. Have it. So Africa is a uranium-rich continent. So if somebody tries us, we still have the means and the science, and even better, we can revive them. But of course, I don't know. I don't know. So we just gave up the nuclear head to the United Nations. Oh, yeah. So I don't know, guys. It's now an hour 11 minutes in. I don't know. Should we call it a goodbye to each other again? I promise I am going to be consistent this time. It's just that in October things just got crazy, you guys. Things just got crazy. Now that things have slowed down, I'm sure I'm going to be very consistent as I had planned that every Saturday we'll be here. I don't know how to adjust the times, honestly speaking. I guess whoever is here will be here, and then everyone else that is interested in the live, they'll watch the video when it's a replay. And oh yeah, by the way, we reached 3,000 hours, and YouTube sent me an email saying that I can monetize the channel. So if you want to super thank the channel, the super thanks are turned on. If I'm live as well, you can purchase super stickers, super chats, and things like that. YouTube has changed its monetization requirements because that whole PayPal thing is so complicated, so complicated, and I was like, I'm done with it. So now that the channel is monetized, if you want to super thank it, you can super thank it. You see it's that just below the when you see the video, the green dollar sign with a tick. Yeah, you just click on that if you want to make some kind of donation or whatever the case is. um, this is the things that actually YouTube tells us to do. Yeah, YouTube tells us to do these things and also let you know about them if you are interested, things like that. Yeah. Other than that, guys, I think this is it for me tonight. It is now 23:13. That's a little after 11 p.m. at night. This is Jack says life gets busy, so do shorts to let us know you are okay when. Oh, okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. No, that's actually a great idea. Thank you. No, I'll do that. Definitely do that. I think as well, I will drop a podcast video as well in between the live streams. It's just I'm trying to think, should we just do live streams or do both a sit down, usually like a podcasting and the video, or just I think I'm liking the lives because with the live I can interact with you guys in real time. That's what I'm enjoying. You see, the live I had notes of what I was going to talk about, but the live chats, that's what I love about live stream. It takes a life of its own because you guys take over, and I love that. I answer questions if you have questions, and then comment in within your comments. I love that. I really do love that. So I think I'm enjoying the live streams than I am actually enjoying sitting down and talking to an knob that a lens and things like that. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes as we move forward. But other than that, guys, thank you so much. Tia says, one live once a month at least. We enjoy you. Well, actually, there was a poll that I did, and everyone said live every Saturday. So we'll do a live every Saturday. So I think during the week, I just drop a. I'll just have to choose whether on a Wednesday or Thursday, do like a podcast video or something like that. So I will adhere to the majority rule. They said live every Saturday. That was the decision. But guys, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. May you be blessed abundantly. Can you continue doing the great things that you are doing? Please continue to look in our direction. Doesn't necessarily have to be South Africa alone. There's so many other countries as well. Wherever you feel comfortable, but biasly speaking, when you come here, it will feel familiar to you. Everybody speaks English. You're not going to struggle with language barrier. You're not going to struggle with a lot of things. As a matter of fact, our infrastructure is similar to yours. We are a developing nation. Yes, we have flaws here and there, and we are doing the best we can to fix them and things like that. So yeah, the Rock says Clancy's do the dust. What do the dusters over there like Black American brothers? What is dusters? Please, or maybe I'm reading it incorrectly. We want a live three times. I think one is enough. Three times a week. I appreciate that you like me here. Hmm. More and more young African Americans are coming to South Africa. I'm noticing. And when I say young, I'm talking people in the early 20s. If it's a little bit older, 30s. Why? Because for some reason, our, what do you call this? Our entertainment industry itself is exposing a lot of South African sisters to the younger African Americans, and they're like, "Oh my God, I'm going to South Africa," and they come here and they are mind blown. So yeah, definitely, definitely, I no, definitely, maybe Busters. I, Busters is sisters, right? Is that what you mean? Yeah, of course, yeah, of course. There's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot that's going on. Guys, no, thank you so much. Let's see each other again in my next live next week, Saturday. I love y'all very, very much. I mean that. Please make your way through. Make your way through. All right, guys. Good night, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in the world and listening. No, I got you the Rock Sisters. Yeah, a lot. A lot. Bye, guys.